What's up, guys? It's a beautiful Wednesday, and we're about to film what we're doing. It's basically just mulching our fruit trees at home base. We don't have a job today, so we like to stay busy and just like keep the ship moving forward. So we do fun things like, look at Stefan. So we do fun things around here. Let's get into it. Look at this sweet almond. Nice. So before you pulled up, I was mulching all these rings that you could see here. And I'm trying to make it so that we don't have to mulch these for another year. Check this out. My friend was saying, oh, why don't you put flowers around each tree? It's like, I would love to, but there's like 30 trees, 40 trees. It's just a lot of plants, you know? So slowly we'll start plugging them in. We first got the skeleton done, which is like the fruit trees, right? Mango, avocado, Yopon holly, ice cream bean. And then it's like the skeleton, they call it. And then you fill in the gaps and then you get the understory. And then you slowly start to get a forest. So I wanted to show you, I just popped a little basil plant, holy basil plant that is, right here. And it's doing amazing, no irrigation. It's a Ayurvedic medicine. It's like a basil that's like astringent, super cool. But we let it go everywhere. It like helps with stress, it helps with all these things, so we just have it grow all around. I just pop it in, you know, when I have extra plants. So let's start mulching. So it's important, like it takes so much time, you know? We have a machine and it still takes like a couple hours to mulch everything, you know? So we have a service, we help people, we mulch and prune their trees like a couple times a year and do what we're doing. And kind of do a reset because it's a lot of time and energy. So when we don't have a job, we're like, oh, we got to make sure we still mark off the to-dos. When you're a farmer, the to-dos are endless. So you just accept that and you just keep them going. But it's all fun to-dos. This is a Glen mango. If you're interested, it's a really good one, like an old school, really just good producer and like no fibery, disgusting mango. And it's just like delicious sorbet mango. And you see there's a little leaf miner, but it's okay, man. People get upset. They see, let me find another example. Yeah, like look, see this little blotch from the little leaf miner. It's this little like larva that turns into a fly. And they live inside the leaves on like your tomato plants and stuff. People see them and freak out, but they don't really make any problem, so I don't worry about them. But when I see them, just to make sure they don't like spread and start going all over your plants, I just squish the larva, the leaves with them, and then leave all the pretty leaves, you know? So it's cool, like this doesn't get any irrigation, just chilling out here. And I love plants like that, like this basil is just thriving on neglect. All right, let's keep moving. Look, this got eaten up, this Canistel fruit. You can't win them all, ladies and gents. But you can try to make more balance in the system and keep, you know, try to adjust is the key, right? They say observation is half of it. So look, there's actually there's caterpillars in here that are just like eating up this as well. So we're finding the culprit, you see? When the leaves are curled up, you see it? That's when there's caterpillars. Super subtle, man. Anyways, that's what's eating it. So, you know, I mean, they'll come here and eat the pigeon pea and maybe one day we'll get Canistel fruit. So that's the idea, like you're building out these guilds, they call them, where there's a lot of life. There's a lot of balance. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to build the soil quality right now. And that's what Stefan's been doing all afternoon. Mulch Mountain. Mulch Mountain. I was pruning in here and a hornet got me the other day, or a wasp or whatever. So you gotta be careful. This is the moral of the story. On my hike, an actual hornet got me. So dude, now that we're spreading in Mulch Mountain, like this seems like overkill, right? Like our neighbors are probably like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? But the truth is we're building soil. But we do make it pretty, you know? Like we're gonna define these edges. Look how sweet that looks. Make the edge really defined. And then you bury all these bananas. Bury the banana leaves. We bury the banana leaves because there's a lot of like hanging ones that are kind of don't help with the airflow, and it makes for good compost. So I snip them all, you know. I leave some of the nice leaves, but I snip the kind of stuff that's kind of not serving the banana. And then we'll throw it in the circle, and this is actually a big hole in here. We've been putting our kitchen compost and everything in here. It's crazy, we've already been here like 6 months, so we're already remulching everything, which is fun to kind of check on everything. Oh my God, check it out. Dude, the loquat's blooming. Check it out. Only a couple months, we're already getting blooms. How beautiful are those? So these will be ready like February, March. Gotta be patient. But these are so beautiful. Look at this tree, man. Oh yeah, so that's the mission today. I'm gonna keep mulching, kind of beautifying everything. Cool, so this is a nitrogen fixing tree called interlobium, and it grows really pretty and it fixes nitrogen really well, I hear. So I've been planting it in my food forest systems because their roots help to fix the nitrogen in the soil, which means the nitrogen can be captured inside of molecules. And when they're captured inside molecules, like nitrate, for example, the other plants like the bananas can eat them up. So that's the idea, like this nitrogen fixing tree is just here, not because it makes fruit, but it helps the fruit tree over there by feeding it nitrogen. So that's the idea. We got some Tulsi that fell. So yeah, that's the science behind it. You know, it's funny, science used to be like the subject I really didn't like, you know, for whatever reason, probably because they didn't make it very fun. It was like Punnett squares and stuff like. And I look back, I think about like, why was school just such a complete failure for me? And I was a complete failure for school. I matched them in that energy. And I think about it, it's probably because it wasn't very fun. And learning should be fun, you know what I mean? Like it's so funny, like I hated science class. Now I love science, man, and learning about it. I know Stefan does too. It's like, it's good stuff. It's what we are. You know, nature is like, it's science, science is nature, and we are nature. It's good to get an understanding, you know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to bring awareness to people in their gardens. I think the education system, not that the educators are bad, the people themselves, I think they're good, but I think the education system, like the way it goes about teaching makes topics more complicated than they need to be when they're teaching them. Well, I think good communicators make topics more simple to grasp. They compress it to a point where it's so easy to grasp for the student. Those are like true like teachers, you know what I mean? The communicators. Got some holy basil that came off the plant. Yeah. So it's amazing, the abundance is so real. It's funny, our clients sometimes will get like caught up in the, am I making my money back like with enough tomatoes and arugula, and trying to figure out how many like dollars are coming out of their garden. And I'm thinking like when we're on, like when it's already working, like we're getting them like tomatoes, like the magic is happening. And we're moving towards our mission of more food sovereignty, you know? It's only a couple weeks in, you know? I literally think about like, whenever it like crosses their mind, like it's funny what we focus on. When people get upset, like, oh, I'm not making hundreds of dollars out of my garden, right? And my ROI is not, you know, exactly perfect for me. You know what I mean? It's like, how much money do we spend out to eat every week? Hundreds of dollars at these restaurants for like one meal. You know, it's just funny like what we choose to allocate our money to, you know? Like I think that investing in learning how to grow food and gaining that skill is maybe worth the entire process. Just the learning aspect of it. And it doesn't even come with the abundance that comes down the line. So I just think we should reframe how we look at our expenses, you know? I spend all our excess money on plants because plants multiply. See, that's the secret. People are trying to count all their tomatoes. It's already multiplying. It's already multiplying. Maybe I could talk about Bitcoin. It's all looking good. Dude, this passion fruit is growing up this tree so quick, dude, look. It's just like making a run for the sky, bro. So check it out, this is where it is over here. Do a Tulsi basil offering. You guys are both so healing and just so beautiful. And I hope you just, you know, really enjoy this tree. Dude, the real multiplication comes though when you buy BTC or Bitcoin. look into it. I'm not gonna give you any advice, but I think it should be important because I think food freedom and like economic freedom kind of go in, they're one and the same. If you have one, you should have the other. I think a lot of people who watch this channel really value food freedom, and I think a lot of us forget about that financial freedom when it kind of is important until we're not totally domesticated like we are. We need that sort of stuff. So instead of getting dollars that are losing value, I would get Bitcoin that is appreciating in value and going up. So if you put a little bit into Bitcoin, it kind of gives you leverage moving forward into this different future of ours than we've had with the Federal Reserve and all that stuff. So that being said, Bitcoin, check it out, dude, Bitcoin. That's all I'll say. It doesn't even matter. Like, you're ready when you're ready, when you're ready, when you're ready. So anyways, I'll leave you with that. And Stefan and I crushed. Thank God for the tractor. Yeah, man, we'll see you guys next time.